Hey, what's going on everyone? Josh Quinones here, and this video is all about my favorite device that was released in the year 2019, the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. And even into this year of 2020, this still remains my favorite phone that is out on the market right now. Now, I know the new Galaxy S20 Ultra is right around the corner. It was just announced not too long ago at Samsung's Unpacked event, which I was personally at. I got to spend some time with it, got a little hands-on time, got to check out the cameras, and I'm actually really impressed with the cameras. I can't wait to get my official device in hand so I can really put those cameras to the test. But y'all make sure you subscribe for that so you don't miss out on any of that content. And of course, I'll be doing a full comparison between that device and the Note 10 Plus as well. But for now, since I don't officially have that device in hand, this still remains my most favorite device that is out on the market right now. So this video is going to be like my 6 months later review of the Galaxy Note 10 Plus to let you guys know how it's been treating me over these past 6 months. So the first thing I want to start off with is the overall looks and build of the device, because in my opinion, this is still one of the most beautiful devices that you can get out on the market right now. Just everything from the display to the beautiful glass back, just the overall build of it looks very professional and very premium. And in my opinion, you cannot go wrong pulling out this device and not looking like a boss. You pull this out anywhere you go, you are going to look like a boss. And I don't know what it is about this device. It might be the whole boxy look to it that just gives it that real professional look, but I actually really like it. I know the S series has more of that rounded shape when it comes to the corners, making it feel comfortable in the hands, but there's just something about this device that I actually really like, this boxy look and the more square shaped corners, and it kind of does make it feel good in the hands. It doesn't feel bad in the hands at all just because it doesn't have the rounded corners. It actually feels really good in the hands. It has a nice weight to it, so it doesn't feel cheap at all when it comes to build. And like I said, it just looks beautiful. This display, you cannot go wrong with this display, and I say this in every single video that I make about Samsung devices. They never disappoint when it comes to the displays that they put in their devices, and that same thing goes for the Note 10 Plus. The display is absolutely beautiful. The colors are nice and vibrant. Everything is crisp and clear, and I honestly don't mind that camera hole punch out that we get up top. It doesn't get in the way. It didn't take long to get used to. I enjoy watching videos on this device, whether it's through YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus, no matter what it is, watching content on this device is always very enjoyable. And another thing I enjoy doing on this device is playing games as well. Now, I'm not the biggest gamer when it comes to playing games on my phone, but when I do, the Note 10 Plus just makes it that much more enjoyable because of the size of the display. It's a nice big display and just how beautiful it looks. Like I said, the colors pop, they're nice and vibrant, which me personally is very pleasing to the eye. Now, you've probably already noticed by now, I am using a screen protector on this device. So in case you're interested in the one I'm using here, I'll make sure to drop a link down in the description below. This is the Whitestone Dome tempered glass screen protector. It's been treating me great, protecting my display very, very well. I actually, not too long ago, dropped this device without a case, and the screen protector did crack a little bit just right on the edge, but the rest of it is fine. But you got to think, if that screen protector wasn't there, that could have been my actual display that could have possibly got cracked in that spot. So it's been doing a very good job at protecting my display on this device. But like I said, overall, it's just a beautiful looking device. You definitely want to make sure that you take care of it. The whole back of the device looks beautiful as well. I really like this color, that Aura black color. I'm really glad with the decision I made of getting this, because I was gonna get the Aura glow color when they had first came out, because that's a beautiful looking color as well. But I actually really like this Aura black color. Just has a very premium professional look to it. I think they did a great job about the placement of the cameras as well, and I really like that it is just not popping out too much, pretty much almost flush with the back. So they did a very good job with this device. Now, one thing over this past 6 months that did take some getting used to, I would say within maybe the first 1 to 2 months of using, was the placement of the buttons, because the buttons used to be on the right side, but they are now on the left side. So I finally got used to these after, like I said, about 2 months of using this device. Finally got used to the placements of the power button and the volume rocker. So when going back to using one of my Galaxy S devices, say like my S10 Plus, the power button and the volume rockers are on the right side. So every time I wanted to power that device on, I was always constantly accidentally hitting that Bixby button. So going to the Galaxy S20 Ultra, those buttons are on the right side as well. So when I start using that as a daily device, it's gonna take some time getting used to that button placement again, because I've already gotten so used to the button placement of the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. Now, even though being 6 months later, I am still bummed out that this does not have a headphone jack, because my Galaxy S10 Plus does, which I'm using to film this video right now. I'm able to connect an external microphone through that headphone jack. So let me know how I sound as well, because I am using an external microphone from Movo. I'll link that down in the description below as well, in case you find yourself interested. But with this one, I actually have to try to look for my adapter if I do happen to lose it or misplace it. Got to go look for that adapter, throw in the adapter, and then plug in the mic. And the same thing goes for wired headphones as well. Every time I want to use one of my wired headphones, I got to make sure I have that adapter handy, because if not, then I can't use them. And that's actually what I use when editing videos on my device, are wired headphones, because the sound is more accurate. If I use Bluetooth headphones when trying to edit content on my device, it just doesn't work out at all, because there's a little bit of lag. It runs a little bit behind of the video and the sound. So I gotta make sure that I have those wired headphones when editing videos on my smartphone. So kind of really bummed. I know it's 6 months later, and pretty much every device is doing this now. Every company is doing this with their phones, leaving the headphone jack. I know that's just something that we got to get used to now, but you know, still kind of a bummer that this doesn't have one. But one thing that I love about this device that it does have is the option for an SD card slot. It is nice to be able to just throw it in there, save all your content to that. You can take it out, put a new one in. You can always switch them out every time it gets full. You don't have to worry about running out of memory on the device. So that is actually one great feature that I love about this device. And another one is this S Pen, because this is why you are going to buy a Galaxy Note device, is for the S Pen. That is what they're known for. It offers so many great features. You got a create a note. You can view all your notes. This is all the features that are going to pop up when pulling out your S Pen: Smart Select, Screen Write, Live Messages, AR Doodle, Translate, Pen Up, Magnify, and Glance. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. I don't use all the features that this S Pen has to offer. I did at the beginning because, you know, I found it cool. You know, it's cool to show off and stuff, but I don't really find myself using it all the time. The S Pen, yes, but some of the features, no, I don't use those all the time. One thing that really comes in handy is that when my phone is powered off and I just pull the S Pen right out, I'm able to just start writing on a dark screen right away. And it actually really comes in handy, because there's times where I need to go to the grocery store, get a couple things. I'll be in the kitchen seeing what we need, and then I'll just be able to write everything that we need, write a quick list without having to turn the phone on, go to my notes, start typing out the list. All I gotta do is just pop out that S Pen, boom, start writing. That is one of the best features that I love about this, because honestly, I use it so much more than I thought it would. And I know it might seem like something small, oh, you're just pulling it out and writing on the screen, but it actually really comes in handy. I don't gotta go look for a real notebook and a real pen and write down a real list on, like I said, on paper, or actually go into my phone, open up notes, anything like that. No, pull this out, boom, start writing, and once you're done, pop it back in and it saves it for you. So definitely a great feature to have. Another great feature that you can use this for is with the camera to take your photos. Every time we go over to family's house, we all get together in a big group, and everybody actually gets to be in the photo because I got the S Pen. So all I got to do is set my camera up on a tripod or whatever it is, and then we all stand in a group, get our family together. I got my S Pen, tell everybody to smile, boom, I take the photo. Everybody is in the picture. So that is another awesome feature about the S Pen with this device. And there is just so much more that I can go through, but I really love the fact that we have the S Pen with this device. And that, if you're gonna buy a Note device, that is what you're buying it for. If you don't feel the need for an S Pen, I really don't think there's a need for a Note device. That's when you probably get an S device, unless you like the overall look of the Note device, because the Note and the Galaxy S10 Plus, they pretty much both perform the same. They're both just as snappy, just as smooth. Cameras are pretty much on par with each other, which I will talk about in a bit. We'll get to the cameras in a bit, but if you're gonna buy a Note device, S Pen is one of the main things why you are going to buy one. So really loving the S Pen on my Note device. Okay, so aside from the S Pen and all of its cool features, we gotta talk about performance, because that is one of the main things when buying a device. You're gonna want something that's going to be able to perform well over time, not just for the first 3 months, 4 months, or even 6 months. Like right now, it is 6 months later, but there's some people that actually have their phones for a couple of years after they first buy it. We do have those people, even though there's a lot now that like to upgrade every 6 months or every year. They always want the best of the best. Like myself, I always want what's new when it comes out. But there are those people that keep their phones for a long time. So you're going to want something that's going to perform well over that time and not lag or start to slow down over time, which is what Samsung has been known for in the past. But with the new Galaxy S10 Plus, I recently just did my 1 year later review. It still performs like a beast. I haven't had any lag problems, and I can say that same exact thing for the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Now, I know it's only been 6 months later, but throughout these 6 months, I haven't had any performance problems. It still performs snappy, super smooth. Now, I do have a custom launcher on here because that's just me. I really like when the app drawer goes up and down instead of side to side. And if you're interested in the launcher I'm actually using the Lawn Chair launcher. And that's one beautiful thing about Android devices, is that you can customize these however you want. Whether it's throwing a launcher on there or just putting widgets wherever you want, being able to put apps wherever you want to put them. The beautiful thing about not only Samsung devices, but all Android devices is that you can customize them however you want. So yes, I am running a custom launcher on here, but even without that, even with the new One UI 2.0, it still runs super snappy, super smooth. Like I said, I haven't had any lag problems with this device, whether I'm just scrolling from screen to screen or going in and out of apps, or say I open up my Twitter app, scrolling up and down, just checking out the feed. Everything runs great. I never have any lag problems with this device. So if that's one thing that you are worried about, getting this device and having it slow down on you, well, you're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to have that problem because it is not going to slow down on you. And if you're a gamer and wondering how gaming is on this device, well, I got good news for you. It handles gaming just fine. No matter what kind of games you're playing, just a light game or a heavy game with heavy graphics, this device handles it like a beast. You're not gonna have any problems with that. But for a device that runs this great, obviously you're gonna want something that's going to be able to power it all day long. You don't want to have that worry in back of your head thinking, should I play games for this long? Should I cut it down a little bit? You don't want to have to worry about if it's going to die on you throughout the day or not. So when it comes to battery life, honestly, it's going to be different for everyone. I'm sure all of you watching right now, I'm sure your usage isn't going to be the same as mine. Mine's not going to be the same as yours. You do have the heavy users out there and then the more lighter users out there. For me personally, using this device, I am a very heavy user when it comes to using my device. Now, I'm not gonna say I use it heavily every single day because I do have my light days of usage, but I'm averaging around maybe 5.5 hours of screen on time. Now, it does last me all day long. I get up at around 4:30 a.m. every morning, take the phone off the charger, go to work. I use this phone for maps a lot of the days going from job to job. So I'm constantly using Google Maps, which does tend to drain up the battery on a lot of devices, but this phone handles it pretty well. And then I'll come home, use the phone some more, do research on certain devices, make some videos, edit videos, do whatever it is I'm doing on this device. And then I'd say later into the night is when I'll finally have to throw it on the charger. Maybe around 8 o'clock or 9 p.m. is when I'll finally have to put it on the charger to give it a little bit more juice if I want to continue using it into the night. Now, when I use it on my more lighter days, I will be able to make it a little later into the night. But for the most part, battery life is running great on this device. I don't have any problem throughout my actual workday of having to charge it or worrying about it dying on me. It actually lasts me throughout my entire day. Like I said, from around 5 to 5.5 hours of screen on time, sometimes around 6 hours or 7 hours of screen on time as well. It really depends on what I'm doing on my device. If I'm typing out a lot of notes and I'm typing out voiceovers for certain videos, that's not going to take up as much battery as, say, something like watching YouTube or playing games, but that's still considered screen on time. So like I said, those days where I'm getting around 7 hours of screen on time are possibly days that I'm just writing notes all day or doing small stuff like that. But like I said, for the most part, battery life on this is still running great. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is something very important on this device, something that I personally use all the time, and that is the cameras. The cameras on this are amazing. You will not be disappointed. You cannot go wrong. They have been treating me well, especially for the channel. If you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, you already know this, but if you're new to the channel, you probably don't know this yet. First of all, hit that subscribe button, but every video that you guys see on the channel have all been filmed with a smartphone and edited with the smartphone, just uploaded straight to YouTube on my smartphone. So if you didn't know, now you know. Like I said earlier, right now I'm currently filming on my Galaxy S10 Plus, and a lot of other videos you guys see on this channel have all been recorded on my Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I can always count on the cameras on this device to bring me some good quality videos. Now, obviously not as good as like a DSLR camera, but they get the job done, still bringing some good quality. Filming at at 4K 30 frames per second or 4K 60 frames per second. I have done a lot of video tests with this device on the channel, so if you want to go check out those videos, you can. But the cameras have only gotten better since this device has come out, especially with the updates that Samsung has been sending. And I gotta give Samsung a huge thumbs up because they have been sending updates to this device on time. You know, Samsung has been known for sending updates to their devices a little late than other devices, like say a month or two late. While lately, they've actually been sending their updates on time. So huge thumbs up to them for that. But yes, the cameras on this device are amazing. And I'm not just talking about the video, but I'm talking about pictures as well. Whether you're using the selfie camera or the main lens, the telephoto lens, the ultra wide angle lens, you are not going to be disappointed with the quality of photos that you are going to get from these cameras. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say there are the most perfect cameras because there are times where it does struggle here and there, especially with the live focus mode. It does do a great job, but there is some times where it kind of blurs off a little bit more of your hair than it needs to, or certain parts of your body than it needs to. But for the most part, the cameras are amazing. And a lot of the thumbnails on this channel are also taken with the cameras on this smartphone. Now, when it comes to the front-facing camera, it does struggle here and there, just really depending on the lighting. I do like that you are able to make it just a little bit more wider. It doesn't have a wide-angle lens, but it does have the option to be able to crop the picture a little bit or make it a little bit more wider. And one thing that makes taking selfies a lot easier is the S Pen. You get to hold the phone out as much as you can and just use the S Pen to take the photo instead of trying to shake the phone while you're trying to press the camera button. So the S Pen definitely makes taking pictures on this device a lot easier as well. So yes, quality is going to be great whether you're using the front-facing camera or the rear-facing cameras, and it just makes me even more excited for the new Note series to come because I already know the cameras on that device are going to be so much better than what we already have. Samsung always does a great job at bringing amazing cameras to their devices. So yes, I am super excited for the new Note series to come later on this year. But overall, I am loving this device. Over the past 6 months, it has treated me well. Now, like I said, this is all based off of my usage. I'm sure there's a couple other things I could have covered, but this 6 months has just been based off of how I have been using my device. It just has so many features to offer, a lot that I personally don't even use every single day, but I do use this phone as my daily device every single day. I do have secondary devices that I carry with me as well, but this is always one of my main ones that I have with me all the time. It treats me great. You just can't go wrong. If you've been on the fence about getting one of these, if you don't already have one, you're not going to be disappointed at all. It's going to be one of the best choices that you could have made when purchasing a smartphone. But if you do have one of these phones already, let me know down in the comment sections below how it's been treating you over these past 6 months or 3 months or however long you have personally had it. I would love to know down in the comment sections below. If there's any questions you have about this device that maybe I forgot to talk about in this video, just go ahead and drop them down in the comment section. I will do my best to get to those questions. But thank you all so very much for watching. If you did like this video and find it helpful, make sure to leave a huge thumbs up on it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any other future videos to come. But for now, thanks so very much for watching. This is Josh Quinones. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.